Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a singles new love reading for Aries. We're going to look at the kind of love you're ready to experience now based on the growth you've already done. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Aries, please. Ooh, all right, so you have the Queen of Swords coming out. You could be dealing with an air sign. Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. All right. This person is also showing up as the Four of Swords. Okay, so somebody here who's quite discerning. I feel like they're really intellectual, but I also get that they're in chill mode here. They're viewing you, Aries, as the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. And the relationship defined by the King of Pentacles. Creative, solid, stable, loving, focused. And we see the Wheel of Fortune, Sagittarius energy. So there could be some distance here between you and this person, Aries, which could just be that there's a short drive, or it could be an online connection. I also feel with that particular Wheel of Fortune card, there's divine timing at work here in this connection. But I also feel the Wheel of Fortune, Sagittarius energy for me as a reader, but it can also represent the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. This person has a lot of abundance. They're quite successful. And this is definitely a destined partnership here. Now, the Queen of Swords, she's somebody who's very well put together, elegant in the way they present themselves. Someone who is detail-oriented, but I also feel like they're very well-dressed. This is somebody who's like, I just get a real classy energy off of this Queen of Swords. Somebody who's honest, intellectual. They're a good communicator. There's also loyalty with the Queen of Swords, and she's really not going to take any shit either. All right, so this is someone who will also draw the line in the sand when necessary. All right. And this is someone who's going to tell it to you straight, Aries, as well, which I think you'll also really appreciate. All right, we have the Four of Pentacles. This is someone who's stable, somebody who's secure. But I do feel like this is someone that doesn't rush into things. They hold back, they watch, they wait, they gather data. Okay, they don't rush into things. They're very discerning about whom they get involved with because they protect what they've worked for. Their independence, their abundance. All right, and we see the Two of Pentacles in reverse. This person is willing to make space for you, Aries, in their life. This is someone who I feel is very decisive. There's somebody here who's going to date you, though, more traditionally, in the sense like they're not going to rush into things. They're going to take their time getting to know you, make sure that this connection is in alignment before they invest. And I also feel like, the Four of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles brings us to the Six of Pentacles. This is a soulmate. This is someone that, as Rumi states it best, what you're looking for is looking for you. So it's like you both have been looking for the same type of relationship, the same type of things in life. And I feel this is someone who really, really values balance and harmony, not only in their life, but in their relationships. Now, how my Aries are going to be feeling, we have the Hermit card. So I feel like some of my Aries, you might be this person's secret admirer. It might be somebody that you're checking out. It's someone that you've also been doing your homework on, right? So it does feel like they're around you in some capacity, like at work or at school or at the gym or out and about in the community or somewhere you like to go. But I also feel like with the Hermit in reverse, you're going to feel like you're not going to hold back from this person. The Hermit is somebody who's kind of hard to access, somebody who's, doing their homework, being very, pragmatic, practical, detail-oriented. And I'm not going to say that you're not doing all those things here in this relationship, but I feel like when you know, and that's your attitude. And with the Hermit card, you want to be very open and very clear with this person about how you feel. And most likely that's because you're pretty clear about what your feelings are towards this person. All right, like you're interested. You like what you see. You want to explore this, and you don't feel like holding back. All right. So let's see what else my Aries need to know about this person. All right, so we see they could be a Gemini. That tracks with that Queen of Swords energy, symbolized by the twins, ruled by Mercury. They're the thinkers and communicators of the zodiac with many facets. All right, this person's a real leader. I do get that. They're comfortable taking charge. They exhibit confidence in their decisions. They may be in a management role. They might have their own business. This is somebody who's successful. This is somebody who works hard for what they have. This is also somebody who's strategic and intelligent. I feel like this person's really good with money. I don't know if they do like investments or something like that. I don't know. It's a little side message coming through. Now, this leader energy for me, Aries, indicates that they probably do have some strong cardinal energy in their chart, just like Aries. So cardinal signs are Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, which would be that air energy, and Aries energy as well. But I think you're going to like this. You want somebody who's going to step up here. And even though this person may hold back and kind of do their homework, gather data here on you, this is also somebody like they're decisive. They're not going to be wishy-washy here. We see that this person is highly independent. I can definitely see that. They have a strong sense of self and self-reliance. And at the bottom of the deck, we get Capricorn energy, cardinal energy coming through here. So Earth rules this sign. Their work and stability are high priority. They can be relied upon to get things done. Okay. So yes, hardworking, reliable energy, steady leadership energy. The Four of Swords tells me you may meet this person and they're in chill mode. Now this person might have a pool, or they might live in a building that has a pool. Or this person, I don't know if they like to swim or they used to be a swimmer or something like that. But regardless, this person, Four of Swords energy, they're in chill mode. This is somebody who's relaxed. They have everything they need, and I don't think that they're super hard pressed to necessarily be in a relationship, even if they're looking. All right, so we see major attraction. So you're both going to be feeling it. This person's going to be really into you, Aries. We see your ex. Okay, so some of you that could be the case, and to be honest, that message did want to come through when that Queen of Swords popped out, and she wanted to pop out in reverse. So some of you, this could be a past person, but my intentions for these readings really are that it's someone completely brand new. But for like one of my Aries out there, this person could be an ex or somebody you have a history with. For others of you, that your ex or their ex might be somebody you know or around or something like that. So just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. All right, and we see love from long ago. Okay, so there's definitely a feeling of a past life soulmate connection. We do get double confirmation that some of my Aries, you may already know who this person is. We also see Latin. Okay, so they could be Latino, Latina. There could be some sort of Latin connection here. But again, those are really specific messages here, Aries, that are not going to resonate with all of you, but they will be confirmation for some of you. All right, let's see what else we need to know here. What else do we need to know? Ooh. All right, so we see mature man showing up in reverse. Now, my readings are not meant to be gender specific, but some of the cards that I use are. So I actually feel like what this is saying here, I don't feel this person is immature in any way, but it could be somebody that you know from a really long time ago, like even from childhood, or you grew up with this person. They were a neighbor. There's somebody you went to school with a long time ago. You worked with, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. But I also feel too like this person is definitely, you're all different ages who are connecting with these readings, Aries, but I feel like this person is probably your age or younger is what I'm getting. All right. We also see unexpected income. So I feel like this is somebody who has done quite well for themselves. I feel like this could be an unexpected blessing or unexpected abundance here with this connection with this person. All right, and we see sudden wealth showing up in reverse. But I also feel like this is somebody who's worked really hard for what they have. It's interesting because with that sudden income, I was going to say, I don't know, did this person win the lottery? Did this person strike it big somehow? But Spirit was confirming that was a no with the sudden wealth energy showing up in reverse. So they might come from money. or this person is just somebody here who's really worked hard for what they have. If they do take risks with their finances, their educated risks. Again, I do get somebody that might like to play with the stock market, or someone who someone who likes to play with the stock market possibly, or does investments and things like that. But this is somebody who's definitely worked hard and steady over the years to build what they have. And we see gift energy. So this may be a gift from spirit, from the universe here, Aries. This person may also be someone here who gives you gifts, or gift giving is their love language. Okay. And for those of you who may know this person, they may have given you a nice gift at some point in time. All right, let's keep going. Let's see what else my Aries need to know about this person. All right. So they may have blue eyes or light colored eyes. They're physically active, so they like to work out. They go to the gym, they do yoga, they run, they walk, they hike. They're just somebody that, takes good care of their body. All right, they've lived in more than one country, and they have been in your proximity at least once in the last 6 years. I'm sorry, it says 6 months, but 6 years came out. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And this person may like to wear red. They may drive a red car, or you frequently, red might be their favorite color, or they frequently wear the color red here. All right. So how they view you, Aries, is the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. They see you as very loving. They see you as intuitive. They see you as creative. They see you as nurturing. Some of you may have water in your chart, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. They also see you, like you're also in chill mode. So you two are going to be very comfortable around each other. I feel like, nobody's going to be super nervous. You're both self-confident. Neither of you are in a rush here. I also think your conversation is going to be easy, getting to know each other or reacquainted for some of you. And for others of my Aries, like I said, this X energy could really also be past life soulmate connection. So when that comes through, it's like you might experience deja vu with this person, Aries, or you just might feel like, wow, I feel like I know this person. And I love that. All right, so let's see, the Queen of Cups and the Seven of Cups in reverse. This person loves that you're transparent and direct, and they are too. And I feel like sometimes it's hard to find these days, right? But they're like, I feel like with the Seven of Cups in reverse, they see very clearly. They've got these sweet feelings for you. They love the way you communicate. They love your honesty, your directness. They're that way too, so nobody's going to feel too sensitive about that. So your communication styles, the way you love, the way you show up in relationships is very similar. And we see the Five of Pentacles, all right? Some of you, this person knows that you've been really disappointed in the past, either by this connection, for the select few of you where this is a past person, but they may also know that, in the past you've been hurt in love. You've been married and divorced, or you've been through a tough breakup. Or maybe you lost a lot of money in a divorce or in some sort of separation, or you invested a lot in a connection. Maybe you moved, or you spent a lot of money on some sort of previous connection here. They know that, but I feel like whether they know that now or they know that they learned that about you, getting to know you, it's like this person genuinely takes time getting to know you and exploring your past experiences, who you are, what you've been through. They're very emotionally intuitive, very emotionally intelligent, and genuinely interested in getting to know you. So your energy, the Knight of Pentacles, see, I love this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. There's something really beautiful about this, because not to say that you're not going to be really attracted to this person and you're not going to feel butterflies here, Aries, but this Knight of Pentacles is like, I'm cool with taking it slow. I'm cool, investing and seeing where this goes. There's not any real urgency here. And not because you're not into this, not because you're okay if this person walks away or they're okay with you walking away, but more so because there's maturity here. It's like you're both showing up in this beautiful energy of, I want to be discerning. Let's see where this goes before we get too invested. Let's see if we're on the same page. We want the same things, and let's take this time to get to know each other. I really love that, because it's like, will there be butterflies? Yes. Will there be, physical attraction? Absolutely. But more so, it's two people who are sort of at the same place in life. Yeah, and wanting to do things the right way or what feels right for both of you. All right, so let's see. What else do we need to know? All right, so Aries, they're seeing you as the God archetype, so don't let this go to your head. All right, but benevolent and compassionate, and recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. So they see you as kind and compassionate. Again, that leader energy, that cardinal energy, which I think you both have. And that you are powerful, but you don't use that power to control. Like your power is inspiration to others. Ooh, beautiful. All right, we see bully energy. Okay, so they see you as the bully archetype. So highlights your tendency to intimidate others and helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. So they also know that you've done a lot of inner work, and you're probably quite honest about some of your insecurities, or you might be honest about the things you're not good at that you want to fix. And I think that raw honesty is really refreshing. Again, I think that's something they bring to the table as well. But they also know that you've worked hard, or you work hard to fix the things that you don't like, that you can fix, right? And they're seeing you as child wounded. Some of you, this person knows you from your childhood. But anyway, they see you as the child wounded archetype, which awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children and opens the learning path of forgiveness. So whether they know you from your childhood, or they just take the time really getting to know you and who you are and where you've come from and what your experiences were, they love the fact that you've actively been healing. And, you're not the type of person, Aries, that's going to be blaming like dysfunctional relationships or behaviors on what you've been through, right? Like you recognize what you've been through, and you recognize how it's formed you and shaped you, but you don't let it hold you back. And I really love that. There's a real maturity here. And they also see that you're compassionate and you help others. I don't know if this is through your work or this is just how your friends and your family see you, but they see you as really strong and healed, and coming to a point where you're so strong and you're so healed that you can give advice or help others who have been through stuff that you've been through. And that is super powerful energy. And this person's drawn to that. They're really, really drawn to that. So the connection, the King of Pentacles, I feel like this is steady, this is stable. There's generosity and giving between the two of you. This is marriage material energy. There's creativity, dedication, and focus here. All right, let's see what else my Aries need to know about this person or this connection. All right, we see protective of what matters. This person is discerning about their energy and time. Loyalty is expressed through care. I mean, that's what we've been getting throughout this reading. All right, we see an invitation to choose. This connection invites conscious participation rather than assumption. Yeah, so it's like we're choosing each other. We're not doing this because we're comfortable or because, there might not be anybody else. It's like you both are actively choosing each other. That is beautiful. All right. And we see presence before promise. This connection prioritizes now over outcome. And that's that slow moving earth energy that we're picking up on here, Aries. And this connection asks for steady, intentional participation. Again, that earth energy, that Knight of Pentacles, that King of Pentacles energy. And alignment grows through consistent care, not intensity. And again, not to say that there's not going to be intensity here, but it's like this isn't child's play. This is two adults. This is two mature adults who consistently show up for each other, care about each other, are interested in knowing about each other's pasts, interested in knowing about how your day was, how you feel about what's going on in the world, that kind of stuff. And there is intensity there, but not in the way that is like, the intensity that burns hot and fast, right? And we also see deepening self-awareness. This connection brings clarity about your emotional landscape. Yeah, because this person holds space for you. You two both are exploring your emotional landscapes together. And, I feel like, finding out new things about one another and yourselves. I'm seeing 10:10 on the clock, so that may resonate with some of you. All right, we see freedom. I love this because I definitely feel this in this connection. Healthy space and room to breathe. All right, we see don't judge a book by its cover. Again, this person might be much more than you're expecting, or you might see them as not your usual type, or if there is some sort of history between the two of you, you might be like, oh, hell no, I don't go back to the past, which I don't blame you one bit, but don't judge a book by its cover. Spirit saying open your heart to this connection. Love is the highest energy of all, and we see workplace romance. So some of you work can bring you two together, but this is just, to me, this is like really high compatibility. Okay, and we get confirmation from that longhorn out there. All right, let's see what else we need to know. What else do my Aries need to know about dates or times? All right, so we see March. So we are in March right now. Okay, that's Pisces, Aries energy. All right, and we see October. All right, so Scorpio, Libra, Scorpio energy. Okay, so these could be important dates to this connection. All right, and we see June. All right, Gemini, Cancer energy. So May, June, October being important months here for this connection, Aries. All right, I'm going to leave it here, sending you love and light. Take care.